Hi everybody, I'm Sergio with Mobility Direct and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're actually going to do part 2 to our original video which we released about 2 weeks ago, and we actually had this same scooter, the GoGo Ultra X 3-wheel, model S39 by Pride Mobility. We took out the stock batteries that were inside of this battery pack down here and we upgraded it to lithium. Today, we're going to do a range test and we're going to test out a lithium meter to see if we can find a good solution for the lithium upgrade so that the battery meter actually reflects an accurate reading. As you may or may not know, when you upgrade to lithium, the stock battery meter on your scooter is not going to be accurate because those are programmed for sealed lead acid batteries. The discharge rate on lithium batteries is very different, so we're doing what we can. Part of our research and development is to see if we can find a meter that's tuned for lithium and offer it to the masses. Now before I get started with this video, I just want to mention 2 quick things. One, if you want a copy of our free product catalog, all you have to do is go to our website, www.mobilitydirect.com, click on the green button at the top of every page that says free catalog, just fill out that simple short form and you'll get one in the mail in about 1 to 2 weeks tops. I also want to say that if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you're automatically entered into the giveaway. We give away a mobility scooter every 6 months to a random lucky subscriber. So if you subscribe, the next lucky winner could be you. I'm going to throw the last winner on the screen so you can see that it is legit, and we'll be right back with you. We're actually giving this one to one of the residents here on the 3rd floor. It might be your neighbor. Yeah, they entered into a giveaway raffle and they won. That's why we're getting it on camera.
So badly. Oh
Yep.
my gosh! I'm so happy for you.
Hello.
It's good to meet you. This is the new. Oh, God bless you. You won.
So, we're here with Gloria, and she's got her scooter that we're donating, and all she did was subscribe to our YouTube channel about a year ago.
I said it's a godsend that I got this. It's a miracle, really. I needed it desperately.
Well, it's something we're really happy to be able to do, Gloria.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate those kind words. And it's pretty easy. All you have to do is subscribe. This is what we're doing here every 6 months. So if you know somebody else that could use one, please tell them about it. All right, welcome back. Good luck to you if you subscribe. We hope you're the next lucky winner. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to mount the camera onto the armrest here and we're going to put it in wide view mode so that we can go for a ride. I have an app that I've downloaded which is for tracking walks and bicycle rides. It's going to show us on the GPS how far we've gone. It's going to tell us our speed, our total duration of our ride. So let's see what happens. I'm guessing we're going to get closer to 15 to 20 miles as opposed to the standard travel range that you're supposed to get with the sealed lead acid batteries, which is about 8 miles. Let's see what happens. We're also going to see if this new battery meter works. So I'm going to change the camera to wide view and show you what that's all about. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the app right here on the cell phone holder that I have. It's a flex arm, so it can attach to pretty much any mobility scooter armrest, which is nice. And I don't think this app is going to work if I have the phone sideways, but we'll put it right there and that's just fine. So I've got the freewheel mode in gauge, so I'm going to turn my brake lever on so that the automatic brakes are on. I'm going to adjust the handlebar closer to me a little bit. Actually, right there is fine. And I'm going to turn the power on. Now my battery meter's here. I velcroed it to my dash and it is a lithium battery meter. So we're going to see how this does. It's a fully charged battery, so hopefully as we start to go down, we'll see it temporarily turns on. You just hit it to see your voltage so it doesn't drain. But hopefully this gradually goes down instead of staying fully charged all the way until the end of the ride, which is what the stock battery meter will do. We could be at the end of our charge cycle with very little battery left, and this is still going to show full because lithium batteries have a higher voltage of about 14.5 volts. So two batteries in this battery case that give it closer to 28, 29 volts when you upgrade to lithium, and that's way higher than this meter is used to. That's why the meter is not going to be accurate. So hopefully this one down here will start to gradually go down, showing that the battery is gradually getting discharged as it should. So we're gonna go for a ride, and let's see here, some devices settings, stop recording, no, okay, let's just start. All right, so I'm gonna turn the speed up, and we're gonna go for this little ride. We might have to make this a 2-day thing because I don't know how long it's gonna take. These batteries could last for up to 20 miles. And I don't think I'm equipped to do a 20-mile ride. I do want to just explain a couple of things here about this test that we're doing. Number one, when you see the specifications that a manufacturer gives for any mobility scooter, they are testing these scooters at half speed, not full speed. And they are using someone generally that's lighter than the average person to get the best specifications, right? They don't want to report bad specifications, they want to report the best case scenario. So with us, we try to make it more realistic. I'm about 205, 210 pounds. Depends on, you know, what time of the year. During the holidays, I'm maybe even a little over 110 or 210, but who isn't? So, you know, I'm heavier than probably the average person on these scooters. These are meant for smaller people. They can handle about 300 pounds, but realistically, you should probably be doing 200 to 250 pounds at the most on these scooters to get the best performance. Even for someone my weight, it struggles to perform on grass and inclines. It's not really a heavy duty or multi-terrain scooter. So, you know, I just wanted to point that out. So our test here may show, you know, let's just call it 15 miles or 13 miles or 18 miles. We don't know. That's why we're testing it. But if you're lighter than I am and you're going half speed, not full speed, see my speed dial's all the way up, you might get better results. So right now we're on a little bit of an incline too, and that plays a difference. So we're not on straight, flat terrain. When the manufacturers perform their tests, a lot of the time they're actually using a track, like a runner's track or something very flat to get, again, the best reported specifications for the distance on a full charge. So we're going up and down some parts of this parking lot here that have inclines. In some areas it's leveled out, some areas it's not. So I just wanted to point that out so that you know what the variables are here when comparing our range tests to those of that the manufacturers. It's a little bit different. So I'm gonna go for a little ride here. It's a slow day here at the Bay Landing parking lot in Bonita Springs. I don't wanna keep talking through the entire video because honestly it's gonna be a long video. So we're probably gonna fast forward through most of this. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us. We really appreciate you. We're gonna keep making awesome videos like this, so make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified whenever we release new videos. Enjoy, everybody. All right, so we just did our first mile and it looks like the battery meter is going down a little bit. Honestly, I'm not too confident about this lithium battery meter. It's an aftermarket battery meter that we found online and we were testing it out just to see if it is algorithmically or, you know, based on the numbers programmed to actually take the discharge curve for the lithium iron phosphate batteries, which is very different compared to the sealed lead acid discharge curve. It's almost like a cliff at the end of the discharge curve, like at the last 20% of the battery's life, the voltage drops pretty quick. Whereas on a sealed lead acid, the voltage starts dropping pretty gradually and consistently from the beginning all the way to the end of the entire battery's charge cycle. So it's a straight line, you know, it goes straight down gradually with sealed lead acid, whereas with lithium, the voltage stays at its highest voltage, and then at the last 20%, it drops like really fast. So the voltage stays high for like 80% of the battery's charge cycle, which means you're gonna be able to go your full speed pretty much 80% of the time with lithium batteries. They also charge faster, so when you're charging it, you don't have to take as long waiting for them to charge. I'm getting about a 4.5 mile per hour reading on this app that I'm tracking my distance and speed with. Normally with the sealed lead acid batteries, you do about 4 miles per hour. It looks like we're getting an extra half mile per hour. It's a lighter weight application now. And of course you get the 11-year warranty with the Dakota lithium batteries. So, I mean, it's worth it. You know, there is a price increase. It's a bit more expensive, but you know, you get a lot of benefits from using the lithium batteries. Now, the lithium battery meter that we have here may not be programmed perfectly for the type of chemistry and the number of cells that the Dakota lithiums have. I believe this is programmed for 5 cells, and the lithium Dakotas have about 4 cells. So it's close, but it's not perfect, and there's really not a lot of manufacturers out there making universal meters for lithium batteries, especially when you're using 2. So this is a 24 volt meter. It's supposedly optimized for LiFePO, which is lithium iron phosphate batteries, up to 24 volts. But you know, we don't get a lot of information. A lot of these things are found online on websites that are importing things from China, and they're not really giving you the most detailed specifications. But that doesn't stop us. I mean, we're out here putting in hours. You know, this is going to be a pretty long ride, and we're doing it for the sake of just trying to be able to find a solution. A lot of customers want lithium batteries. They just want to make sure that the battery meter is going to work somewhat accurately, especially if you've got a scooter like this. If you have a big scooter that you're getting 50 plus miles on already, or 35 miles, like an African scooter gets 35 miles standard with the sealed lead acid batteries. But when you upgrade to lithium, you get like 60 to 90, even 100 miles per charge. And in those cases, you know, the meter might not be as important, because who's going to go 50 to 100 miles in a single trip? Not many people. But with something like this, it is kind of important, because if you get 15 miles, I mean, you can do 15 miles in a single day if you're going 4 miles per hour full speed. You know, that's about 4 hours. You may be at a theme park or taking a trail. And again, if you're on flat surface, it's a way better situation for travel range. But if you're on a trail or grass, or you're going over bumpy terrain like I am right now, we're on a bit of an incline right now. You may only get up to like 13, 14 miles on the lithium batteries. And with the sealed lead acid batteries, you may not get 8 miles. You may only get 5 to 6 miles if you're on bumpy terrain and your batteries aren't brand new. So, you know, there's a lot of variables at play here. A lot of people think that because it says 8 miles, you're guaranteed you're going to get 8 miles. It's not the case. You're going to get 8 miles, best case scenario. So with the lithium batteries, you may be able to get up to 15, 18 miles on this scooter, but that would be the best case scenario too. But you know, we're going to find out. We're doing the test now, and I'm going through this parking lot, which again is not flat. It's bumpy. It's got imperfections. There are inclines and dips. I mean, this entire passage that I'm taking right now is up a slight incline, and it's about to stop and go into a decline right about now. So it seems like it's pitched up in the middle for the water not to pool up in certain areas, and that's really common in parking lots. So just keep that in mind, folks. And if you have any questions, remember, our sales experts, they are non-commissioned, so they don't want to just sell you something you don't need. They're going to be patient and answer the questions that you need to have answered to ensure that you're shopping with confidence. They'll take the time to educate you. You can, of course, educate yourself with our YouTube videos. We have probably thousands of videos. and this is just another one. So thank you again for watching, and I'm gonna just go ahead and tap back into the fast forward mode to not bore you to death with my non-stop yapping. Thank you again for watching, everyone. All right, so we've made it just over 2 miles, and I just want to show you that the lithium battery meter is showing about 80% blinking on the second light off already, whereas the sealed lead acid meter for the standard batteries that it comes with is showing full. We've already gone about 2.12 miles, so technically we're like a quarter of the way through what the sealed lead acid batteries would do, because again, this scooter normally does 8 miles with the standard batteries. So with the lithium batteries, we should get, I would guess, closer to 12 to 16, 12 to 18, depending on the situation. We're going over all kinds of bumpy roads, as I've been mentioning, so we'll see. But I guess it's hard to say. I don't think the battery's already 20% drained. The lithium battery setup that we have, in my opinion, is probably going to get more than what this meter is suggesting, but we'll see. We're going to keep it going and see how we are after like 4 miles, after 8 miles, and we'll keep checking back in with you. All right, we're coming up to 4 miles, and my battery, or my camera, overheated again. Had to cool down for a bit. But if you could see here, let me just take this off. We're at about 53 minutes, 4 miles. So we should see at least a half of a battery gauge on the standard if we were to have the standard lead acid batteries. I don't know if you could see that there. Let me see if I can lower this a little bit. So right now I'm showing on the standard meter full charge. Now on the aftermarket meter, we're still at about 80%, which is good. So I'm gonna change batteries because it looks like we only have a little bit left. I'm gonna keep going until it dies. And hopefully we will be able to continue to get through our test here and see what we can do. Thanks for watching, everybody. By the way, I think I might have caught some young couple in the back of this parking lot up to the birds and the bees, if you will, if you know what I mean. I'll have to recheck the footage, but they seemed rather surprised when I pulled up and it looked like the young man was half clothed. Let's just leave it at that. So be careful, you never know what you're gonna see when you're taking long distance trips in the back corners of parking lots, especially plazas that are known to be not too busy during the week. It was right over there in the back corner where we're coming up to for like the 10th time. That's gonna make a good thumbnail if I got it. But my camera's pointed down, so I'm not gonna be disappointed, kind of expected if I missed it. But yeah, considering we're at about 4.10 miles and the meter's still reading 80%, you could guess that you'll probably go another 2 to 3 miles before it's even halfway down on the lithium meter, which would bring us to about 6 to 7 miles at 50%. So you could get anywhere from 12 to 14 at a full charge with the lithium batteries if you were to use those numbers and forecast it. But we're gonna keep going. My wife's not gonna be happy that I'm coming home late, but hey, we're doing it for you. Gonna have to tell her, sorry honey, the people need us. All right, so we're at about an hour. We've gone about 4.2, call it 4.25 miles. I'm gonna pause the app. And we're gonna change batteries on the camera. We'll be right back with you. All right, so as you can see, we paused it. We're at 4.25 miles roughly at about an hour. Battery meter, stock one shows full charge. The aftermarket lithium one still shows about 70 to 80% full, which is great. So we'll be right back with you. Just so you can see, the time is 4:30 and the date shows here as the 12th of August. So we'll be right back with you and we'll show you the date stamp again. All right, got the new battery in. We're probably gonna do another half an hour or so. We did about an hour. Let's go ahead and resume. There we go. Put it right here like it was. And let's get it. Be nice to just do donuts in the shop because it is hot out there. Let's see what we can do. Do not try this at home. I am an expert at riding mobility scooters. Glasses on. Got my SPF 50 on. We're doing it. We're going back in it, back in the trenches. So what do I got here? We're just now approaching the hour. Gonna be approaching our 5th mile. And as we showed you earlier, the voltage meter on the scooter is still reading a full charge. The standard scooter meter, or the standard battery meter that comes with it. And we're still reading the same on the lithium meter. It did go down a little bit in the beginning. It hasn't dropped down any further. So we'll see. I'd like to see it go down to like the last 2 green lights, close to like 8 or 9 miles, because at least then you know, hey, it's getting low. I don't need it to be 100% accurate because there's probably not really going to be a universal meter that works with every type of battery chemistry and cell count out there, but we need some sort of improvement. Otherwise, you know, the meter's just going to read full the entire time and then randomly just drop real quick at the last 20% of your battery's charge when you have a full charge. So let's keep it moving and see what happens. All right, battery on the camera is dying. We're at an hour 24. All right, so we've been going for about an hour and 24 minutes. We're at 6.2 miles, and the voltage meter is showing about 60 to 80%. The stock meter is still full. We're going to test the voltage, and we're going to have to continue another day. It is the end of the day. We're doing pretty good. Let's see what the voltage reads. All right, so we've got the voltmeter in there, and it's showing 26 volts. We're not going to charge it, and we're going to start back up the following day. We might have to wait till Monday, so we'll tune back in Monday and continue the test. All right, so we're starting another test. Today is Monday. It's 4:22 p.m. Monday the 15th. We stopped our last test Friday last week, and we're going to start a new tracker so we can go ahead and continue on with the journey. Just to show you with the multimeter, we were at 26 volts when we tested it last week. When we finished our initial test, we have not charged the batteries at all. And oh, it's the probes are backwards. Hang on. There we go. So here we go. Now it's showing a positive reading, 26 volts, which is what we were at last Friday, right before we stopped our test drive because it was getting late. So we're going to continue on now. We've got the camera on super wide view, and we're just going to keep going for our little ride to see if this lithium battery meter is going to do something for us. So I'm going to plug the battery meter back in. And it's still showing about 60 to 80% charge. So let's go for a little ride. I'm going to put this up here.
So if you're on Medicare, oh, okay. I'm not so sure where I went.
All right, so we've got the meter on. We're going to start our second trip at 4:24 p.m. Let's see what we can do. Oh man, this is hard work, guys. Very, very hard work. All right, so as you can see, we're approaching our second mile, and that would put us at around 8.2 miles. Battery meter on the scooter stock meter is showing a full charge. The lithium meter is showing a solid 60%. And being that we're about 8.2 miles in, and we left it not charging over the weekend, I'd say we've already proven that the lithium battery meters are going to take us longer, or take us further. Now the question is, how much further? Will it be 10 miles? 12 miles? 15 miles maybe? Who knows? Stay tuned to find out. We're gonna keep going. And you know, I'm gonna need some sort of, you know, spa session, masseuse, and maybe an extra day off this weekend for all this extra hard work I'm putting in, because it is a very laborious exercises going on here. I mean, my shoulders are getting sore from just holding this throttle, and my thumb muscles. I'm gonna need some acupuncture on my thumb after this for sure. All right, camera died, overheated. Now we're at the right settings. I had it on 60 frames per second, knocked it down to 30, so we don't have to overpower this camera in the high heat of South Florida. So tuning back in, we're at about 2.5, just over 2.5 miles, 33 minutes into the ride. So we're about to approach 9 miles and already exceeded the 8-mile travel range on the stock batteries, but that's no surprise. Gonna keep it moving, hopefully get closer to 15 miles. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so we are currently at 10.1 miles roughly, and that's combining the distance traveled on our last trip Friday. So we're at about 10.1 miles. Now the lithium battery meter is still showing about 60%. So we'll see where we end up. We don't really know how well this lithium battery meter is working so far, but once we finish, we'll check in every 2 miles and we'll let you know where that meter is. So far, it's nice to know that you can get at least an additional 2 miles. Now, I will say that the dash on the scooter, that battery meter has finally dropped 1 bar. So it's not technically fully charged according to the stock meter. It has lost 1 green bar. Research and development. Research, and there's Chuck. He just headed home for the day. It's about 5:30 and he's technically off at 5, so it's just goes to show you what kind of a man he is. A hard worker, staying late to get the job done. I would like to point out that I too am staying late to get the job done, and it's no problem, because when you love what you do, you don't really look at it that way. You just do what you got to do. Now, I'm gonna keep going. It's about 5:30. I'll probably go till about 6:30, and then I'll get out of here. But we'll see. We'll see how far we go. I have a feeling around 6:30 we're not gonna have battery left. That'll put us at another 4 miles. A little less, maybe a little little more than 4 miles actually, because we're going about 4.5 miles per hour. So we'll probably do about 4.5 miles. At that point, we'll be at like 14 3/4 miles. That's impressive. So we'll tune back in after another 2 miles. This video is not promoted or endorsed by Premier Transport. Like, do some leg lifts. Sound like I'm bicycling. That'll help me burn some ab fat. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some leg lifts while riding. Keep them abs tight. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so I had to change the camera battery. We were going for about an hour and 10 minutes almost before the battery died on the camera. And we're back on it. We're about 5 miles, just over 5 miles on trip number 2. So that should put us right at about 11.25 miles. So we're about to approach our 12th mile. Just thought I'd check in with you and let you know about the battery change on the camera. I'm pretty excited, and I'm guesstimating 14 to 16 miles is what we'll get. Let's find out. We'll tune back in here after a little bit here, and we are going to be on our 6th mile of the day by then. Again, I'm going to try and check in every 2 miles and show you the battery charger or the battery meter state. The lithium battery meter has not gone down any yet for a while, so not really too confident in the lithium meter's abilities to depict the charge state accurately, but we don't know. So let's just keep going, and maybe it'll start dropping here momentarily into the 40 range, because it's been on 60 for a while. All right, just tuning back in here, and we are on our 6th mile of our 2nd trip. That brings us to a total of 12 miles. And just to give you some updates here on the battery meters, the stock meter has one light missing. The lithium battery meter is still showing 60%. So unless it's still halfway full or a little bit more, I don't know if this lithium battery meter is really giving an accurate depiction of the discharge curve. So we're gonna keep on going, see what happens. We'll check back in another 2 miles, which will put us in at our 14th mile, which is pretty impressive. 16 miles will be mind-boggling. That means literally getting double the range. So let's see what happens. If we can make it to 14, I think that is a pretty awesome thing. Again, we are on 12 miles now and still going strong. So we'll tune back in unless the battery dies before that, in which case I'll cut it short and give you an update and let you know where we ended up at. Thank you everybody for watching. All right, so we are on mile number 8, and that is our second trip. So technically we are at a whopping 14 miles. Now I just want to give you an update. The meter on the dash that comes with the scooter is still showing basically a full charge. There's only one light missing. So it seems that this battery is still pretty much fully charged according to the stock meter, which is finely tuned for sealed lead acid discharge curves. Now on this lithium meter that we're testing out, we were showing 60% on the last 2 mile check-in. Now if we check in, it is showing that it's blinking between 60 and 40. So it may be working. I don't know how much mileage we have left, but the fact that it's showing, you know, 2 full LEDs now, it was at 3, it's actually blinking on the 3rd, showing that, hey, it's getting kind of close to being, you know, to the point where the 3rd light needs to come off. And if we're on a downhill, it kind of stays on, but it's kind of telling me that it might actually be working. So if we go another 2 miles, and this LED meter for the lithium batteries goes down even further, then I'm convinced that this is a good solution. You know, I really don't think it's going to go more than 16 miles, but at this point, I'm not sure. I might be surprised in a good way. Obviously, we want to get 16 miles. We want to get 20 miles. We don't know what's possible. I might have to do a 3rd day and call it another, you know, another day worth of testing, because I mean, I've been riding for nearly 2 hours now, and it's kind of hard to keep doing this for 3-4 hours at a time. So I'm gonna keep going until we hit mile number 10, and then I'm gonna call it a day if the battery doesn't die before then. Again, if we make it to mile number 10, last trip we did 6 miles. That's going to be 16 total miles, effectively doubling the distance that you can get on a full charge with the lithium battery upgrades compared to the sealed lead acid. Pretty impressive stuff here. I'm happy to be doing this testing. This is what research and development's all about, folks. So thank you for watching. I know this is a long video, even though we're fast forwarding most of it. We really appreciate your support, folks. I'm gonna put my music back on and keep it moving. All right, folks, so we are just about at the 2-hour mark. We've done 9 miles. I wanted to check in with you to let you know that another light has turned off on the stock battery meter that comes with the scooter. So we're currently seeing 2 lights off now. We've got 3 green lights left. I would say that's about a 75 to 80% capacity charge state that the meter is showing on the stock charger. Now on the lithium meter, we're showing 2 to 3 lights. The 3rd one's blinking, which tells me we've got about 30 to 40% left. And I don't really truly know how much we have left, but let's keep going and we'll do the numbers and we'll add it up. We're currently on mile number 15, and if we keep going and we reach 16, we've effectively doubled our range with these lithium batteries. Pretty exciting stuff here, and at Mobility Direct, we're proud to be at the forefront of this innovative breakthrough and showing you what's actually possible. No other dealers are really doing these things, so I hope you all are enjoying this unique content. And you know, like always, feel free to visit our website, give us a call, chat with us. We have non-commissioned sales experts always available to answer any questions that you have about our lithium upgrades. If this meter does the job, we'll probably start including it in our lithium kits. Our conversion kits right now include lithium batteries and a battery charger for lithium batteries. The only thing it doesn't include is a lithium meter, which we're right now in the middle of testing to see if we can offer this to our clientele. We'll have to basically plug it into your charging port while you're riding to get a read on the battery meter. And we do have to remove one of the 3 prongs on the charging ports that it's attached to. So this battery meter has a 3-prong barrel connector. We had to remove one of the prongs, otherwise the scooter won't work because it'll assume that you're charging it, and you're not supposed to use the batteries and scoot around while it's charging. It's a safety hazard, and it's not good for the batteries either. So as a workaround, we pretty much hacked the system to not think it's being charged, when in reality it's not being charged. So it's a false reading that the scooter thinks it's being charged, but we're just tapping into the voltage to get a battery reading that way using the charging port. So like my mama always said, where there is a will, there is a way, and we are finding that way for our customers. Anyway, we're at about 9.25 miles now. We've got another 75% of the 16th mile to go, or the 15th mile I should say, and then we'll be at officially 16 miles. So thank you everybody again for watching. We'll tune back in soon. All right, battery on the camera died. We're at 9.92 miles. Battery meter is showing. All right, everybody, so we're back again for a 3rd day of testing. Voltmeter is reading 26 volts, and we're gonna keep going. I've got my app, which I'm gonna set up and put the camera on this mount as soon as we're done here, just to show you. Today's date is the August the 16th. Time is 3:46. Gonna open up my app and we're gonna go. So, it looks like the app has been going nonstop since yesterday. But we took a screenshot right when it ended, and we know where we were at last time, so looks like I'm getting an advertisement here. I apologize. All right, so let's go ahead and start a new one. And I'm gonna just get this camera situated. And we're off. Let's see what we can do. I get a lot of funny looks when I'm doing this. So yeah, as we're moving, the battery meter's blinking on the 3rd light for the lithium. And it looks like the lights on the dash of the stock scooter have gone up a little bit, but that's kind of normal. Usually when it's sitting for a while and you put it back on, the battery lights go on a little bit more than what they were when you left it. So let's keep going. Let's see if we can get another mile or two. All right, so I just want to point something out here. I don't know if you can see it, but the lithium meter, yeah, let me just bring it close to the camera, it's detachable. So the lithium meter is now officially showing only 2 lights, and the stock meter is still almost full. It's showing all the lights on except for the last one. So again, proving our point that the stock meters on these scooters are not programmed for lithium. and it's going to give you a false reading that the battery is completely full, when in fact it's almost dead. I mean, we're at half a mile today, so we're at about 16.5 miles. If we keep going to 17 or 18 miles, this lithium meter is probably going to go down to only one light indicator left, which is a good sign that you should start heading home. I'm actually happy with the results right now, because if you could see, this meter shows 10%, 60% in the middle, and then 100% all the way to the right. So the fact that it's already got only 2 lights on, to me as a user, would mean, hey, you better not go too far because your battery is going to be dead soon. And that's something that, you know, is actually a good thing, because if you get back sooner and you don't let it drain too far, your batteries are going to be happier in the long run. So it would be nice if it was showing, you know, the actual curve, but there's nothing out there that's going to be a universal solution. So this is as close as we can get, and I'm actually satisfied with these results. It's the first meter that we've tested. We've tested many meters, and we didn't bother uploading the content because they didn't work. They just weren't programmed for lithium. But this one is, and it's working. So that's great news. I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to offer something to our customer base that will give a accurate reading of the battery's charge, the state of the charge rather, as it goes down in a easy to digest and accurate format. And this is it. So I'm going to keep going. We're at about 0.6 miles, so that'll, you know, bring us pretty close to 17 miles. I'll check in with you shortly and let you know if any of the other lights start to go off, but that stock meter is not really doing anything for us. And I'm trying to stay on level ground right now. There's a lot of parts of the parking lot that have inclines and dips, but now that we're almost at the end of the battery charge, I kind of want to stay on flat ground to see how far we can really get this thing. The Elite Traveler model, which is another Pride Go-Go scooter, traveled up to about 18 miles, and that's another video we did on the Mobility Scooter Sales YouTube channel. But this one, we'll see. It's slightly different. It's a newer model. This is the Ultra X. Let's see if we can get 18 miles out of this one too. That's it. All right, folks, so we just died. Batteries shut down, it seems like. We're at 0.92 miles. So effectively we did just under 17 miles. The battery meter did go down to only one light at about 0.8 miles. So it does kind of drop off drastically at the end still. However, it does way better than the stock meter, which was reading, again, almost a full charge. Another light did turn off on the stock meter, but let's go ahead and bring this back in. I'm going to manually push it in and we'll give our final thoughts on the test. All right, everybody, so as you can see, we completed the range test with the 18 amp hour Dakota lithium battery box. The batteries died at about just shy of 17 miles, so we've doubled the range, more than doubled the range, and this lithium battery meter that we were testing did a pretty good job. It showed you that the meter on the scooter that came with it was not accurate at all. All the way until the end, it only lost 1 or 2 green lights on the stock dash meter. With this lithium meter, the battery charge levels went down pretty consistently to what was actually left on the battery capacity as far as mileage. Now again, this scooter, if you look at the specification sheet, I'm going to bring this up close. It's rated for up to 8 miles for the 3-wheel version, and that's if you have a 200-pound load. We got 17 and just a little bit more than 17, and that's with the lithium battery upgrade. So now that we know that these meters are actually doing a good job compared to the standard meter, We're probably going to start offering these. Make sure you stay tuned by subscribing to our YouTube channel as we do more tests for different models to see what the difference in mileage is with the standard batteries compared to lithium batteries. Keep in mind, Pride Mobility at this time is not allowing us to offer scooters brand new from the warehouse with lithium batteries in them unless you get their Go-Go Endurance, which comes with a lithium battery, but that's the only option. This model, it would really only make sense if you bought the scooter, waited for the standard batteries to be completely dead, takes about 2 years for them to die, and then come to us for your lithium battery conversion kit so that you can replace the standard sealed lead acid batteries with lithium batteries. Again, I'm really impressed with the results, not only on the mileage, but this meter seems to be doing a great job. And as you can see, it took several days of testing. Normally you don't ride a scooter for 2-3 hours straight, I mean in most cases, but it's nice to know that if you upgrade to lithium, you're going to get way more than just 8 miles. This is one of my favorite scooters. It has a super comfortable seat with a breathable mesh back, and it's very affordable. And it comes apart super easily like most Go-Go scooters. I'll give you a quick demonstration before we close off this video. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want a chance to win a lithium conversion kit and a free mobility scooter. We're giving away scooters, battery kits. We're doing giveaways all the time now. We want to do more and more giveaways as we go. So by subscribing, you're automatically entered. If you join our YouTube membership program, you get double the entries into the giveaway. And when we do our live Q&As more often, we're going to have members only Q&As where you can gain access to exclusive entertainment content, chat directly with us as we're answering questions in real time during our live stream broadcasts. So consider joining our membership program. If not, just subscribe as a regular subscriber and you're still going to get notified when we release new videos. Don't forget, claim a copy of your catalog by clicking on that green button at the top of every page of our website that says free catalog. Fill out that simple short form and it'll be in your mailbox within 1 to 2 weeks. Again, I'm Sergio with Mobility Direct. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.